So are
coming
you
up.
saying that the white people are making the blacks, are causing the blacks and Hispanics to fight one another?
I absolutely,
So why?
absolutely.
What's wrong with the blacks and Hispanics that they were allow someone else to cause them to fight each other and hate one another?
Well, it's about power. It's about access and it's about power. We have been put against because it's easier to manage a community that is not united and unified
Amazing.
than a community that is separated.
And so, if it wasn't for the white people, illegal aliens and immigrants wouldn't have an American could come to. And so the whites let them in, and when they get here, they discriminate against the whites. How do you feel about that?
Well, number one, I want to clarify a few things. White people came to this country and indigenous people were already in this country.
It
So
wasn't
they're
a country, though.
exploded. There were indigenous people living here
No, but
who
they
had,
were out in the woods smoking pot. They weren't doing anything. They were living in the woods.
indeed, you don't even believe that you yourself are
No,
cracking.
no, they were smoking what they call, what was it, peyote or something. They were poking peyote, and they wasn't building a country. You are an organizer. Why not go back to your country and organize that country with the talent and the ambition that you have?
I
Why not
haven't
go back and organize your own country? I do a lot of work in the inner cities, Compton and South Central LA and East LA sometimes now. And a lot of people watch my shows in those areas and they want to know why can't the blacks are asking me, why can't we keep the Latinos out of our schools, out of our communities? And a lot of blacks are leaving those areas because of the violence between the blacks and the Hispanics and things.
Yeah.
What do you say to those blacks who don't want the Hispanics there and are leaving as a result of Hispanics coming in?
Yeah, I think that this is a result. As a result of something bigger, which is the system that we have set up. Uh, and again, talking about white people and white privilege and how white privilege has affected people of color, and now is making us go against each other instead of working together. So our diversity actually is our greatest strength. And you see that violence on the streets. And if you work in the inner city, you know about the gangs and the arguments around
Right.
gangs.
Yeah.
And we can't talk about that without talking about the school prison pipeline, where police target certain people, especially African Americans.
So are
In the
you
school.
saying that the white people are making the blacks, are causing the blacks and Hispanics to fight one another?
I absolutely,
So why?
absolutely.
What's wrong with the blacks and Hispanics that they were allow someone else to cause them to fight each other and hate one another?
Well, it's about power. It's about access and it's about power.
Uh,
If we work together, we're definitely stronger because we're the minority majority right now. So if we continue working together and getting the things that we want and working towards that, I mean, imagine the powers at hand right now. What's going to happen to them? So it's really a conversation about power, and this is why it's so strategic for them to make sure that we are not aligned. And often we see these things, and I hate to get so conspiracy here, but it's true that historically we have been put against because it's easier to manage a community that is not united and unified
Amazing.
than a community that is separated.
I've noticed that when immigrants come here to this country, they don't seem to want to assimilate. Why is that?
I think that's a very big generalization. Number one, not all immigrants are of the same age or educational background. Some immigrants come here and there are farmers, and they come here to ask for asylum. Actually, there are already ways where we bring immigrants here to work in our field. So they have a very different experience than someone like me that came to go to college, that learned English, and 20 years later run for city council in the second largest city in the country. So we can generalize that they don't want to assimilate. I mean, culturally, we're very, very, different. And again, immigrants or Latinos, well, immigrants from Africa, immigrants from Europe are very different. Immigrants from Canada are very different than Latin American immigrants that come here.
Right.
So I don't know if we can generalize that every immigrant doesn't want to assimilate.
I noticed that there's a push for illegal aliens to become citizens in this country, even though they broke the law to get here. They didn't get, they have driver's licenses, they want free insurance, houses, and they want us to take care of them. Is that fair that the American taxpayer should have to take care of illegal aliens?
Well, if you pay taxes, you should enjoy the benefits of what paying taxes gives you. And immigrants that come here, whether it's legally or illegally, they pay taxes.
But
so therefore, they should also enjoy the benefits of any other taxpayer in this country.
well, most of them don't pay taxes because they work under the table.
We all pay taxes. I can tell you that I was an undocumented immigrant for a few years
Yeah.
and had to pay taxes. In fact, when you come here, the first thing that they advise you is to start paying taxes with a tax ID number. That's what anyone. Why? Because if you want to ever adjust your status, you're gonna need to present in good faith that you have been complying and assimilating to the rules of this country. So I think that that's a big misinformation. And sadly, today with the COVID-19, a lot of people, for example, that pay taxes, they don't get taxes they don't get that money back, taxes in return at all. Just like you and I, pay our taxes. We file our taxes every year, and we might get money if we pay too much, or we might not. A lot of undocumented immigrants don't have the benefit to do that, so they just put money on Uncle Sam's piggy bank, and they don't get anything back.
The thing I don't like is that, I work hard, and I would rather have more of my tax money in my pocket rather than giving it to a group of people who broke the law to get here, showing respect for the country, respect for the citizens here. Why should I want to pay my money for people who are breaking the law to come here? And then they're having all these babies because Mexicans are having babies like 90 going north. Why would I want to take care of illegal aliens' babies too?
Well, they can say the same thing about you.
Why? I'm a citizen.
And helping you, well, they're not getting anything in return. Again, I just explained that a lot of undocumented folks pay into the tax system.
How do they pay? They don't, because they're not taking it out of their paychecks.
You are required by law to present money. So let's say I'm a gardener and I get paid $100 a week. I'm required to report that and pay taxes over that.
But most illegals don't report it, though. They get paid a private check in their name, and they never have to report that.
Okay.
Especially the gardeners and the housekeepers. Especially with the gardeners and the housekeepers, they don't report it. They put it in their pocket.
Let's say they don't report it and they put their money under the mattress.
Right.
They're still paying sales tax, which goes to a lot of
Amazing. And so if it wasn't for the white people, illegal aliens and immigrants wouldn't have an American could come to. And so the whites let them in, and when they get here, they discriminate against the whites. How do you feel about that?
Well, number one, I want to clarify a few things. White people came to this country, and indigenous people were already in this country.
It wasn't a country, though.
Exploded. There were indigenous people living here.
No, but they were out in the woods smoking pot. They wasn't doing anything. They were living in the woods.
Indeed? You don't even believe that. You yourself are cracking.
No, they were smoking what they call, what was it, peyote or something. They were smoking peyote. They wasn't building a country. It wasn't a country.
White people came here, exploited this land that belonged to indigenous people in this country, and therefore karma is a real thing. I leave you with that.
But if they get rid of the white people, they're going to do to this country what they have done to the country that they left to get here.
I don't believe that.
Why not?
I mean, undocumented folks and just immigrants in general are the backbone of this country. White people came here as immigrants. What are you talking about? They came here to found this country from a whole other place, escaping religious, discrimination. Like, come on.
But why, if they are so smart, if the immigrants and the illegals are so talented and smart, why don't they build their own country? Why do they come here and turn this country into a hellhole?
Because we live in a free society where we can do what we want. Isn't that your promise too?
I know, but it's not their country. It belongs to white people.
This country belongs to everyone here. It doesn't just belong to white people, or it doesn't belong to you either, or it doesn't belong to people that believe that certain people are better than other people. This country is for all of us.
I gotta heat this interview up and put you on the hot seat, but I first want to ask, you seem to be, as you say, you're a go-getter, you're a tough lady, you have degrees, and you
and nobody want to marry me for that, according to you.
Right. They'll have sex with you, but they won't marry you.
But there you go. Or have kids.
Or have kids with you.
Go tell them.
But let me ask, you are an organizer. Why not go back to your country and organize that country with the talent and the ambition that you have? Why not go back and organize your own country?
I have started doing some efforts in Colombia as well, in my town.
Uh-huh.
But this is home now. I have been here for over 25 years now. So this is home. But
we are a capitalist nation, and we don't want socialist people to come here with their socialist ideas and turn America to a socialist society. Because you guys left a socialist society, you didn't like it. Why would you come here to create the same environment?
History is together. Colombia is not a socialist place either, or a
yes,
socialist.
It is. I have several friends from there.
Okay. Don't spread lies, please. Don't spread crazy ideas. Colombia is a capitalist country. In this country, let's not forget that as capitalist it is, your promise is that this is a free land for everyone. And here we are.
How do you feel about white people being discriminated against? They're hated for no reason. They're discriminated against. Do you like the fact that white people are being discriminated against? They're called white supremacists. They're called Nazis. They're called everything but decent people. Are you happy with the fact that white people are being discriminated against?
White people should be discriminated against, just like what I don't think African Americans or Latinos should be discriminated against. I do believe that there is white supremacy here. I do believe that white people, not everyone, but some of them, behave with white privilege. I do believe that is affecting us all, including you.
How do you feel about black supremacists and Mexican supremacists, those Mexicans that wear the red bandinos, and the black people that go, black power, black power? Are you against that?
Again, I don't think anyone, including black people, should be discriminated against.
But no, are you against the blacks that go, black power, black power?
The Ku Klux Klan. If the Ku Klux Klan can do it, some black groups should too.
So you're not against the blacks and the Mexicans doing it with the red bambinos on and things like that? You're not against that?
I don't know what group is that, but it doesn't sound so bad to me.
But you're against white people promoting so-called white supremacists?
I'm against white supremacists,
but not black and Mexican supremacists.
What I don't support. Let's just make a distinction, because you're interchanging terminology here, and it's very dangerous. I don't support people discriminating against white people. I don't support people discriminating among African Americans. I don't support people discriminated against anyone because of their ethnicity or their race. What I don't believe is right is white supremacy when it's used against other people and generating laws that affect other people in disparity.
How about black supremacists and Mexican supremacy when they do it to white? When they do it to white people, do you agree then?
I never heard of black supremacists.
Black power.
That's different than black supremacists.
What?